guest. We have a guest.
Thank you.
So today, everybody, we have a special guest, Manu Azzaretto, who's an Italian man who is going to make us the carbonara.
The real deal pasta.
Real.
Yeah, so, mine is not the sole carbonara there is. It's my version of the carbonara. So I'm not the best. It's what I think is one of the nicest versions of it.
Okay.
Where did you learn it?
So, born and raised in Italy, this is the way my dad did, which is the old traditional way. Most of the ingredients are raw, so that it's very easy to do. You can do it even in the middle of the night. It was like when we were kids at midnight, dish up a carbonara and off we go.
Well, that sounds delicious in the middle of the night.
No, 11 o'clock, midnight, perfect.
You eat later in Italy, right? I mean, people...
dinner is usually about after 8. So anywhere between 8 and 11 is dinner time in summer. In winter is a little earlier, but in summer, 11 o'clock. A bit like the Spanish.
I love that. That's how I live. I'm a night owl. I'm not a morning person.
Unfortunately, with time, the morning.
Well, if you're eating at 11, you can't be.
No, you can. Trust me, you can. Well, first of all, I am Italian, so I have to have wine with the meal. So I invite you all to have a good glass of red wine.
Cheers.
Well, is that your wine?
Yes, it is an old bottle that I've been saving, but here you go. It's one of these. It's my beautiful. Ocean wines.
Manu owns a company called Oceans Fathoms in Santa Barbara, California, and we're going to have him talk about that. It's a really cool company, and you saw the bottle. It has like real sea life on it and different things. Do you want to talk about it a little bit, Manu?
Thank you. So, came about by accident. We wanted to buy the champagne that was found in the ocean, and nobody wanted to sell it to us. So we started doing our own wines, and we started cellaring. And over years, we started working with bigger companies and, more important, winemakers. And now we do some really good wine out of Santa Barbara Channel for a very, it's 100,000 bottle maximum a year. And it's very interesting because, you're keeping it in the ocean where there's no light. The ocean moves the bottle, the whales sing and in all this pandemic, they're sitting at the bottom of the ocean in completely another world, another environment. From all of that. So it's actually, and I like diving, so it's a very good excuse to not be in the office and go diving for your own wine. Instead of being in the office.
He's a total adventurer. And I think the thing, I don't know if you realize this, Debrianna, and viewers, that they sink the bottles down to the bottom of the ocean to age them in an accelerated fashion. And so when you bring them up, it's like, especially for red wine, it's perfectly aged. The ocean ages it perfectly. And then it puts all this beautiful stuff on it. It's really good.
They're really artists. I mean, it's funny how different years with different, like El Nino, and then we had the rains, how different growths, different shells, more oysters instead of coral. And so it's really fun. Every bottle, every year, depending on how the ocean behaves, has completely different kind of growth. So,
Well, it'll be interesting this year because everything ecologically seems to be shifting because of the pandemic.
Yeah, I'm actually very interested because the wildlife, the sea life, really exploded right now.
Yeah.
So we should have a completely different kind of growth. I'm really interested in seeing everything that is going to come out.
Oh, this is going to be the year to keep that bottle.
Oh, yeah, we've got like 2,000-3,000 in right now. We just dropped them just before shutting down. So it's
wow, that's so exciting.
Well,
I gotta go dive and check on them.
Viewers, check them out on Instagram, Ocean Fathoms Wine.
Oh yeah, please
Beautiful pictures of these bottles we're talking about. So, okay, the carbonara.
So the carbonara.
Now we're gonna add some food with the wine.
Yay!
There you go.
I'll start, and you tell me if I'm going too fast. But here we go.
Okay.
4 tablespoons TSP. So 4 tablespoons of butter.
4 tablespoons of butter. Okay.
And this is portion for 3 to 4 people. So 1 pack of pasta.
Yay! I love that brand.
Linguine.
Yeah.
Nice commercial brand. You take your 4 tablespoons, and you put them in a bowl.
Is it soft already, or
yeah?
Is that
I pulled it out about an hour ago.
Okay.
Because the next step is actually very important, because you want to whip the butter with the cheese and the cream, and to make it peak like if it was meringues. Because what you're doing, you're mantecating the butter, so that you have the butter, the eggs, everything whipped like a cream. And when you put the hot pasta, it melts into its own.
I'm so sad.
Being all in the raw form is actually, there's no saturated fats. So if you cook the butter, if you cook the oil, once you warm the oil and the butter, that's when you get your saturated fats. When instead it's not cooked, it's a lot healthier. You can obviously digest it a lot better.
You can eat more.
Yes.
And you'll want it more.
This is diet pasta carbonara.
It's a diet dish. It's for diet.
Yeah. So then I have 4 reds of the egg.
Okay.
So I usually do 1 per person and 1 for the plate. So this is for 4 people, 3.5 people. So 4 reds should be good.
Okay.
Okay. So that's a whole egg?
4 reds.
Not just the yolk, the whole egg.
No. Just the yellow.
Oh, just the yolk. Okay.
4 yolks.
And forgive me for my English.
4 yolks.
Okay, we're clarifying. 4 yolks.
4 yolks.
Yes. So next step, Parmesan cheese. So in Italy, you have 2 types of Parmesan. Parmigiano Reggiano, which is the classic Parmigiano, and then you have a second version made in Lombardia. But just buy the Parmigiano Reggiano. You can buy it pretty much everywhere.
Okay.
And nice grated, and you need quite a bit because you have 4 tablespoons of butter. So you want to have a good 1 cup of cheese in there.
Okay.
To mix. I usually do it by hand, so I'm not very good at measurements.
Okay, Lisa.
Mommy, that's what I do. Debrianna gets at me because I never measure anything.
No, I do it by eye, taste, to see if it needs a little more cheese, add a little, grate a little more. But to start, go for about 3/4 of a cup, then taste, see if you need a little, it's too eggy or too cheesy.
And it's nice to have fresh cheese, not already grated cheese.
No.
So yes, you can, but it's like with the garlic. When you get a garlic, you open it fresh, and it smells of garlic.
Yeah.
When you buy those already peeled garlics, they don't smell of anything.
That's right.
So just a little grater, easy. It takes 2 seconds.
Just do a little work.
So, it actually tastes better if it takes a little longer to do more love in it.
It's so true. So true.
And see, you're getting a little workout ahead of time. This is such a diet dish.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, here we go. So now you have your eggs, your butter, your cheese, black pepper, a nice good hand of black pepper.
I don't think that's a big enough pepper mill. It looks like
I had a small one, but it never worked. So I opted for this one. Wait, I have a better one.
Uh-oh.
The old-fashioned where it is here.
Oh, you have a
Oh,
garden.
nice. I love that.
This is amazing. This is the
Oh,
best.
Yeah.
that's a lot of pepper.
Everybody, because it does a lot right away.
Oh, yeah, I love it. It has a little drawer.
I love that. Yeah.
So your salt. Okay, so now while this warms up a bit, you have your water boiling, and we're gonna prepare some pancetta. So I have Italian pancetta.
Gorgeous.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna sear this in its own fat and make all these crunchy little bitings that go inside when you mix it. So you have the bacon on.
Yes. Nice.
That's going to be good.
I know. Now I wish I was there.
I wish I was having that for dinner.
Well, Lisa spent quite a bit of time with me in Africa.
Yeah.
I actually met Lisa in Kenya. I had a game ranch at the time.
Yeah, but you weren't feeding her diabetes.
Yeah, another life.
Well, as I told you, Debrianna, I lost 12 pounds in India. And when I got there, they were like, we need to fatten you up. And I'm thinking, like, Africa, there's not a lot of food. And of course, at the house, oh my God, they stuffed me with the most incredible food ever. All Italian food. Delicious.
So here we go. This is nearly done.
Are you cutting the pancetta up?
I am in little, like a little fingerlings of pancetta.
Yeah.
You have a nice little bite, not too small, and I like the pancetta pretty thick cut. So it's not these little prosciutto sliced bacon.
No.
I mean, if you gotta do it, do it.
Do it.
Otherwise, don't do it.
That's right.
That's kind of our philosophy.
You cannot skimp.
I mean, we can do, there is like a vegetarian. I eat vegetarian. You eat pesto.
Yep.
Potatoes, the Genovese with potatoes, the French beans.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. But when you do this, you cannot.
Oh, it has to have the bacon.
It has to have it.
That's a great. The pancetta is such an amazing flavor. Oh, it's the best.
Yeah, and if it's nice thick, it really gives the good flavor to the plate.
So when you get your pancetta, do you get it at a butcher?
So yeah, I go to a deli, and so they have the slicing machine, and you can ask for the thickness of the slices.
Yeah.
It's also
Because when you go to Trader Joe's, it's not thick.
No, mortadella. I like thin mortadella, but if you like this big, thick mortadella, you can cut it in squares.
Yeah.
And it's with olives or bread. It's an easy little snack. Okay, here we're finished with the pancetta. And while the pancetta cook, we're going to start. So this is done.
Okay. Back to the
I
bowl.
am not very good with tools. I mean, I use the basic tools. The fork is my best whipping.
Okay, you're gonna go for it with a fork.
So this now, the real trick is to get all of this blended in like into a meringue form. So
You're going to make a meringue with a fork?
Well, yeah, we're going to whip. Oh, you're going to.
That's what
He's working out.
Yeah, that's the work. A little half and half, about a spoon of half and half.
Our favorite.
Yay! Wow, he found half and half.
Yes. And so while that cooks, that warms up, all you have to do is really get into and
It's a P90X.
I can't believe you're doing that with a fork.
Me neither. I'd at least need a whisk. Could you use a whisk?
you can, but it always gets stuck in the whisk.
Okay.
This way, with a fork, it's a lot. I mean,
Yes, move over a little bit so we can see more. There it is. There you
There,
go.
that's
there
good.
we go.
Okay.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Wow, it's so bright yellow.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
You see how it sort of starts.
Oh yeah.
Manu, you have to take a picture of the plate at the end,
Oh,
okay?
yeah. I'm
And
gonna.
send it to us with the wine.
You beautiful picture of the
Before
wine.
and after the plate, before we start, empty with no wine left.
Okay.
I took a picture with my camera just now.
So you see now this is nice and soft,
Okay.
and we're gonna whip it again. In the meantime, we're gonna follow
Okay.
our pancetta.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yum.
Oh, that looks
Beautiful.
delicious. Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Here, let me angle it so you can see the perfect.
Your beautiful stove.
Oh, what a
There
nice.
you go.
Yay. Okay, we got it. This is a guerrilla production, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, so far we have a cameraman and he only lives here.
I know.
Going perfectly. The hot water is going. So now this is going to take about 7 minutes to cook.
Okay.
So you get it ready, because when the pancetta is ready, while the pasta cooks, we're going to finish beating the butter, and then pretty much we're ready.
Okay.
Okay.
It's really, that's why I said you can do this last minute dinner, eggs, cheese, butter, done.
Yeah.
So easy.
I only
And who
wish I
doesn't
could
love
send
the
you
smell
some
of
of the
bacon?
smells.
Yeah.
I worked in a mortgage company one time, and next door was the Santa Fe Baking Company, and they used to fry their bacon on Tuesdays for the breakfast burritos. And as
Oh,
soon as they started, the bacon smell wafted through the air, and you'd start to see people coming out of their offices like zombies walking toward the bacon.
That's what bacon does.
It's the smell of bacon.
it does. Whenever you put fork on a searing piece of metal, you get all kinds of results.
So Manu, this is a Roman dish, is it not?
It is Central Italy, Roman of Abruzzo, so all that central part, that band.
See, now you're drinking red wine. Would you drink red wine with this?
For me, yes. So
For me, yes,
I'm not a
too,
great white drinker. I mean, I like whites. I drink whites with fish, and I understand,
Yeah.
there's the right blending of the wines. But anytime there's meats or something with body, this is eggs, cheese, butter, so it's a bodied meal.
Yeah.
I want something heavy to go with it.
Yep.
So
I agree.
I would choose a nice Super Tuscan wine or
A super Tuscan.
Super Tuscans.
no, it's called Super Tuscan.
I know it is. I know.
Oh, my chicken, he's so happy. Super Tuscan. Did you say Super Tuscan?
Okay, here we go back. So now these are done.
Okay.
Okay.
They're all nice and crispy. I'm gonna put them on a little plate.
You can pass them this
Some
way.
paper on it so that they dry up nicely.
So are you draining any fat off of
Yeah,
them?
I am. I'm just doing
Okay.
the little, like little chicharrones of bacon.
Yeah, yeah. Look, now, if Lisa and I were making it, we'd be adding red chili.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I like to do with this is a bit a fancy mac and cheese if you think of it, because you're going to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
super creamy effect to it with the cheese and the egg, so you make that mac and cheese feel. So for kids, this is fantastic. They'll
Yeah, yeah.
up and down. It's full of energy and nutrients. So butter, bake.
You can't see my husband, but he's dancing in the kitchen. He's like, yeah, mac and cheese. Now, see, if you add some basil to it, you've got greens. It's all full, complete meal.
That's
You
right.
can put some truffles in here.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's not official, and my crown's in Italy. But when I put a few truffles in here, amazing. Because the creamy cheese with the truffles.
Oh yeah. That's that fat content with the truffle. Yeah.
Well, there's nothing like those Italian truffles.
Yeah, really. November, Alba. You can get them here, but it's easier just to buy them there and bring them over, or buy the butter. The butter.
Yeah, well, it used to be. Nobody's going anywhere now.
No, right now, no. It's a dream.
It's a
yeah,
dream.
yeah, it's a dream. We'll go back there.
I hope by November, since Italy started early, the Corona, they should be out.
Oh, okay.
If we're good. We maybe have a chance to go in November in Italy.
Maybe.
Sure.
How is it going in Italy right now?
In Italy is good. Right now, they have a shrinking. So, everybody talks about the curves and the various things. So you have a growing curve, a flattening curve, then a shrinking. Italy has it's negative, so that means the positive population is smaller every day. So there is less positive than there is healthy people getting out. So it's doing really well. It's also the first modern country that got it. Out of after China, well, in China it's easy. You send the army. Shh. You go to jail if you get out. There is no real demand.
Yeah.
In Italy, you can't really put people at home and tell them they can't get out.
Right.
It's not a process. It's a democratic elected government. So they were the first, modern democratic country that had the full cycle. It took about 3 months, but 3 months, and they seem to do really well out of how they could have gone. Yeah. Yeah. So I got mom in Rome, uncle in Milan. Everybody's cooking.
Yep. Like here.
Everybody's cooking at home. There is the sports channel is doing workouts at home because there's no sports. So they're doing all the exercises. So you eat and work out.
That feels like what I've been doing for a good month and a half.
So have I. I got 2 kids and 2 dogs. So the workout comes built in.
Yeah.
Me too.
All right. So did you salt your water? Do you put oil
my water
in
once it boils, not before.
Okay.
So once it's boiling, I salt my water 1 handful, 1 full spoonful. I don't know if the exact measurement of the spoon.
Why do you do it after it boils?
When I was a kid, my mom always say, if you put it before, it takes longer to boil.
Okay.
So it stuck with me. So since then, I always do it.
Okay.
It's an old mom's tale.
Yeah, those old.
My grandmother said, if you want it to boil faster, add the salt.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Everybody has their version. I think some things are just like when we're kids. You learn one way and then you always tend to do it that way. But I don't think it makes a difference. Maybe you're in altitude, but otherwise I don't think it's.
What do you think, Manu, about the people who put olive oil?
Never seen it. I've never seen it done.
No.
I'm sorry.
You know why? It makes the sauce slide off the pasta.
Probably you're right. Probably
you want it to stick. You want it to adhere to the pasta. So I would never do it.
I agree with you because you always try to have a striped, grooved pasta that is rough so that the sauce sticks to it.
Grabs it. Yeah.
If you do it oily, it runs.
It makes sense to me. I'm just asking for a friend.
I think people do that for one reason, because pasta tends to stick if you don't stir it.
A lot of Americans do it.
Yeah, because that means you don't have to stir the pasta. If you have to stir it, it's oil, so the pasta doesn't stick.
Right.
Theoretically, you put it in, This is 7 minutes. Give it 2 minutes. You got to stir, otherwise the spaghetti stick.
You got to
Right.
stick around to stir it.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
You gotta put some
The
love
only
in it.
time I've added oil, and this is, I do this when I do 7 fishes because I have to feed 35 people at the end of the night with pasta.
Wow.
So I make it ahead. But when I make a white sauce, like a spaghetti and clams, the white sauce, I use the oil that has the garlic and all of
the pasta.
And then I toss it in that and put it in plastic bags and put it in the refrigerator. So the pasta is absorbing all that flavor.
And that's the way to do it. When I worked in restaurant as a line cook, I mean, people want to eat the first, second, and third meal within 20 minutes. I don't cook it all. It doesn't happen in 20 minutes. So they have it already half cooked in the olive oil, because so that it doesn't stick. And you can throw it in for the last
right in hot water.
Finish cooking.
Wow.
So that's the trick, why you use it after you cook the pasta, not in the water.
Right. That's right. Yeah. That's the only time I ever
glad we got this straightened out.
It's a whole episode in and of itself.
I know. Things we do wrong in America.
No, I think it's not. It's the way it's being translated, right?
Yeah.
It's like the Alfredo sauce. It's a classic. Alfredo is a restaurant in Rome that had all the things with the tour operators. So everybody used to take the tourists to Alfredo. Alfredo used to do the show. Hey, Alfredo! But it's cream with ham and peas. I mean, it's not a great thing. But all the Americans used to go there to do the Alfredo at the restaurant Alfredo's, and then it became Alfredo sauce. But there's no Alfredo sauce in Italy.
Oh, that's so funny.
We're myth busting Alfredo right now.
It's just the way it was translated, They say, oh, it was the restaurant Alfredo, so everybody knows it as Alfredo's.
Right. That's funny.
Yeah, that is. I never liked Alfredo. I prefer this carbonara.
I do too.
If I'm gonna have the butter and
bit
eggs,
more creative.
give me that.
So now we have the pasta is halfway done. This is nice.
Uh-oh, back to the stirring.
Yes,
Okay,
you want to really the cheese, the butter, everything has to sort of melt in. And then
I think I measure everything, Lisa, because I bake so much.
Yeah, you want to really like it's got to see, it's nearly peaking.
Yeah.
Yes, gotcha.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So now the bacon is ready to go in there once we mix the whole thing together. So now the last trick is this, but there's one more. You always keep the water from the pasta. Say you take a little, let me get a little measuring cup.
I was just going to ask you that, Martin.
Yes.
Now there is a very important reason why. There is starch in here.
Starch in there, yeah.
So when you want a sauce thickener, it's always better, even if you do tomato sauce, to dry your sauce out so it's dry, and then put back the water from the pasta to loosen it up. Because you get that starch, you get the thickener, it becomes creamy, and you get a lot, instead of those soupy sauces, you get a nice creamy sauce that sticks to your pasta. And so, always use this water, not the sauce water.
Yes.
Yeah. Yay.
That I've been doing for a long time. Grandma told me to do that one too.
Yeah, and I literally always put it under my strainer. When I strain the pasta, it fills up the water.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Yo. Linguine is my favorite.
Yeah, I think for this you want something. Spaghetti are great if there's two of you. If two of you, midnight spaghetti, great. Because
Date night?
Date night?
Date night?
But if you cook more than two people, spaghetti are so thin, then when you're doing a kilo, 2 packets, you tend to overcook them and they tend to become sticky.
Mushy. Yeah.
So if you take linguine, fettuccine, bucatini, tagliolini, they're all thicker. And so they hold their cooking better. It's easier to cook them. It's just hard to make capellini for 6 people.
Yeah.
You're going to overcook it. There's no way around.
Yeah. Yep.
Overcook it.
Yeah.
I'm fussy about the shape of my pasta, I have to say.
I love the squared ones. Tagliolino, that is like a square.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's nice. It's still like the guitarra pasta, which
yes, has a nice bite. Yep. Yeah. There's definite reasons for the shapes. They're not there arbitrarily.
No, they're not. And the sauces match better with some shapes because you want, like I think if you do a pasta fagioli or a pasta ceci, you want a nice big chunk of pasta. You don't want a little thing that dissolves in there.
That's right. Yeah.
I just bought the Stelluna, the little tiny stars.
Oh, yeah. Pastina.
I like to use like conchigliotti or the big short pastas that hold hold out.
Like the ear. It doesn't have the name of the ear.
Or the wheels or the seashells.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's very funny. When I was in Africa, we couldn't get pasta. It was impossible to get pasta. I mean,
so did you make it?
You made pasta. Didn't you make it?
Yeah,
you made what you can make, but you can't really make everything. I mean, try make rigatoni. At home, you have the imperia, you can make but rigatoni you're not going to make.
Yeah.
Bucatini you cannot make.
Yeah.
So, and we were out in, I mean, Lisa knows. We were out there.
Yeah.
A huge farm, 6,000 head of cattle. And you could only buy Kenyan pasta, which was called macaroni. And it was this giant bucatino. It looked like a pipe.
Wow.
It was an adventure to cook a pasta.
That's funny. I would probably end up.
We're going to do a show where we make homemade pasta. We haven't done that yet.
Well, that's because we had so much trouble finding flour.
I had to buy 50 pounds of it because it's the only format. So it's 4 of us. You want to laugh? Watch.
Okay. Oh boy, here he comes with the flour.
Oh, look at that.
Because we had to buy this huge bag and divide it in 4 because there's no way to buy the little bags.
Yeah. I grew up, we always had 50-pound bags of flour around.
Wow.
But that's because we made everything.
Yeah. So what I'm going to make, I made pesto yesterday because I went to the market and found the farmers that don't know what to do.
Nice.
I bought a huge bag of basil. I made pesto the other night and I freeze it.
Yep. Uh-oh, he has a freezer.
I do. So I make cups.
Italians in their freezer.
That's right.
I make pesto cups.
So beautiful.
So this is a whole meal.
Yeah.
Right? So I make 5, 6, 7 of them when I have pesto ready to go.
And they go in the freezer.
Manu, I do the same thing.
Well, I'm getting ready to make it out of my radish greens because my radishes are big now.
Oh, there I wanted to go. I am making some Genovese gnocchi, which is no potatoes, ricotta, egg, flour, and we can play with beetroots to make them red, spinach to make them green, and then you do the pesto on it.
Ooh.
Yum.
So if you want to play the flag, white plate, red gnocchi, and green pesto, or you do the green on green, which I like a lot, I have to say.
Yum, that's good.
Yay.
That's my plan for the next couple of days, since I have time.
Debrianna just made her own ricotta a couple of days ago.
Oh, fantastic. So I'm asking you, where did you get the milk and what milk did you get?
I can't get sheep's milk. So I used regular cow milk, but it's organic, full fat, beautiful milk. So it made a beautiful ricotta.
So when I was in Kenya, when Lisa met me, I had the Jersey cows. So I milked my own Jersey. And when I pasteurize it, I would get literally this bowl, put the cheesecloth, the stone, put my fresh milk cheese, wait until it pasteurize, lemon, half a lemon.
That's what I use, lemon.
Pull the cheesecloth out, I would have the bowl of ricotta.
Gorgeous. Yes.
My problem is here, because it's already pre-pasteurized.
Yeah.
Does the whole milk actually give you enough ricotta when you do it? Does it work?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had about, 4 cups? Easy. 4 or 5 cups. Yeah. Yeah, I made lasagna, and I was gonna make cannoli, but I made these beautiful cookies. I gave some to Lisa the other day.
Mike, scarf them up in the car.
Yeah, they're lacy, very lacy cookies like this. See,
they're delicious,
and they're made with pistachio and orange.
We're ready. This is ready.
Yeah. Oh, yay! I wish you were eating it.
Oh, me too.
Nearly there. I gotta get my daughter. She's my official tester.
Okay.
If my daughter eats, that is very hard to make her eat anything.
Oh,
what?
Quesadillas is her favorite thing. So if she eats my food, we know it's good.
Okay. Oh, cute.
Oh, really? My son eats everything. My daughter doesn't.
Well, hopefully she's gonna eat it right now.
Cheese is her thing, so
it's the ultimate test.
Yes.
Well, this is sort of like an Italian quesadilla.
Yeah. The bread with the pasta, the cheese.
Yeah, starch and cheese.
The basic elements are there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Here we go.
I have to go make dinner now.
Oh my God, I ate before. Oh, yum!
There it goes.
I can smell it.
I know, you can practically smell it.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Butter really melts in.
Oh my God, Manu, I wish you were there.
Oh, that's heaven. Heaven in a bowl. That's what that is.
Now you're going to put a little extra water that you kept aside in there. So it's going to not make it stick. So, because of the cheese and the butter, otherwise, as it cools off, it tends to stick. It keeps it nice and creamy. And you add that starch. So
pasta water changed everything for me when I was like 21 years old. My grandma told me about that. It really makes all the difference.
Yeah, because it really binds things. It's a great binder. It's like the corn. You would use cornmeal to do like thickening soap.
Yep.
This is a natural version of that. You don't have to add it. You take it from your ingredients.
Right.
Okay, here we go.
So who did you learn to cook from?
So went to boarding school at 10 and a half. And started working, and first month with my wage, I went out to dinner. 15 days, I was out of money. Second month, I did takeouts. 25 days, I was out of money. Third month, I started cooking. Survival. Then I went to boarding school at 10 and a half. 21, I went to Africa. So, it was a pretty fast learning curve. Dad cooked, in Italy. Family cook. So,
everybody
is a chef, though. Isn't your dad a chef? He wrote some cookbooks.
Yes, he wrote a lot of books, and he collaborated with a lot of good chefs, and absolutely. So I was his sous chef. I would clarify the butter, do this mise en place, get all the onions cut, and get all the things done. The girls were not allowed in the kitchen. It was like a boys' thing. And we would drink. Because we would go fishing in the morning, bring back the fish, cook it, prepare things, go to the markets. So it was like a little boy's adventure to go and catch your protein and then go into the market, get everything you needed for the protein, and then go home and cook the protein.
Oh, beautiful.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
So let me get...
The boys were in the kitchen, huh?
Woohoo!
Have
We-
more of that.
We had all girls, so it was only girls in our kitchen. Oh, look at that gorgeous thing.
Wow.
Here we get her some nice
Yeah.
bacon on top. Now I'm gonna
Okay.
clear her off TikTok.
Wow.
Michaela! Here she is. Okay.
Okay.
We'll see.
This
Let's
one says,
see if she likes it.
Now wait, if she doesn't like it, you gotta cut this.
We're live, Manu.
Just the same.
"How-
She
no,
cut me down.
if she doesn't like it, there's something wrong with
Yeah,
her.
exactly.
We just watched you make it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, she does.
While she tastes, I indulge
Oh
in
my
the
God.
Okay. Cheers.
Michaela, yeah? Good?
Yeah.
video.
Nice.
Yay.
Yay. Your dad did a good job.
Oh yeah. She's in. She's all in.
She's not swapping.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, she loves it.
Perfect.
Got sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
that was great.
sitting on
Thank
the
you.
table.
Nice.
And that's super, like, that's so few ingredients. It's just how you put it together. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really basic. If you think of it,
Yeah.
you know, you have 4 ingredients. It's something you should anyhow. Bacon, butter, eggs are in your fridge at any time.
Yeah.
So it's
At any given moment. Yep.
very easy. You know, the only thing is the Parmesan cheese. Yeah, you can do variation with it, but it's the way you go heavier on cheese. You can make it more mac and cheese style, but it's a good healthy way, and nothing is cooked, so you don't have all. They're very digestible, even if it's
Yeah.
heavy. It's a digestible meal because
Yay.
It
Thank you so much.
tastes so good. Thank you, Manu. Grazie.
it's a pleasure.
Yay.
Yeah, don't forget, just check out his wine. And on Instagram, we'll see all the beautiful pictures. And
Yeah.
thank you so much.
And to the next adventure.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Yes,
on.
the next adventure. We'll have you on again.
With
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Now,
Thank you. Have a great night.
bye.
Bye.
Say hi to everybody. Okay.